Yeah, it was a a game where I think we came out ready to play and did a real good job. Didn't maybe get as much as we wanted, but still we've got a 1-0 lead. Northeastern answers in a grand fashion in the second, and we tie it up, and I still think are playing okay in the second period. And then they got a big goal there to start that third period. And while we had some great chances, that was when I think Florence Schelling stood tall, to make the glove save, and then a shot that caught the top of her stick, I think, both against Poulin, and then there was a backdoor play where it went left to right, and she, I think, got her left pad on it. So, my hat is tipped to Northeastern. I think that our team in the third period, we tried too hard to, get back in the game, and we're maybe a little overzealous in our reads, and gave them a couple of chances. Chances that Karen Sperry stopped or went wide, but finally the last one, it's real super play there to hold it, not go across with the pass and roof it. And, hats off to Northeastern, a big win for them and a big win for their program and Coach Lund.
Questions for Coach Durocher?
Coach, just
Good. Go ahead.
Just to say, what can you say about that play of Mary Phillip Poulin and her get back?
Well, she's a force. She comes back, and the one thing that she really couldn't do this week because of strength is shoot the puck. I think just about every time she'd pull up and make a correct play to somebody, right before she went to the back end on that play, was right in position for a great one-timer because the pass came across. And unfortunately, that's the one thing that's probably not quite there in her game. And it's the most underrated part of the game because she is a great shooter, but she's such a wonderful passer and team player and a strong kid that maybe that flies under the radar. But she was definitely a force out there, and I'm pretty happy that we get 45 shots on goal. But I think riding time only counts in wrestling.
Coach, you had that amazing onslaught in the first period. You had power plays, everything going your way. You come out with a 1-0 lead. Were you kind of thinking a little bit like?
Yeah, I think we'd all be happy if it was 3-0, but we're still in a decent position because we did get the one, which was I think near the end of the period, and gave us a little momentum. But two teams have to deal with it, us and Northeastern. They came back and got the 2 goals, and all of a sudden it was a serious game on. We had to fight our way through, and again, I like the way we answered to get one late in the second. That one in the third was, a big goal early in the third.
Guys were held to. I'm sorry.
That's all right.
Go ahead.
All right, you guys were held to 6 shots in that second period. What did Northeastern do to take you guys out of the game?
I think we got a couple of penalties in that period to take ourselves out of the game, and that didn't help matter. That's 4 minutes off the clock. But I think that probably that was a period where they created a few more bounces. They were angling people a little bit better. Maybe we physically didn't execute as well. Probably a combination of the bunch.
Karen Sperry obviously has some big game experience, having backstopped Aspet Valley to a national championship last year. But Florence Schelling has been in 2 Olympic tournaments and has obviously played in several Hockey East tournaments in the past. Were those differences a factor today?
Well, I think Florence probably won the goaltending duel, but we're pretty excited and pretty happy to have Karen Sperry here. She's had a fantastic year for us, and like you said, she's played in big games prior to coming here and excelled. So, I don't think she's the one to fault here. I think we as a team didn't necessarily, complete what was a pretty good effort. We played a solid game, but I'm not a big fan of giving up 4 goals. And I don't put that blame on a goaltender or any one person. I just don't like to see 4 up on the board.
One final question.
What are your thoughts on how your power play unit played?
I thought they moved the puck well. They got chances to the net. The one thing that I think happened a number of times where there were a lot of block shots, so that's Northeastern staying in the lanes, being disciplined. But we had pucks that were at that net an awful lot, and a bunch of grade A's early in the game that we didn't cash in on. And even late, there were chances down by the net, tips, deflections. But again, they found a way to keep it out of the cage.
Coach, thank you for your time. Good luck in the national tournament.